So today is the first official day of Jury Watch. The big question on everybody's mind is how long is it going to take for them to reach a verdict? Until that happens, we can take a look at what's going on with the overall case itself in the public, because Joe Rogan is throwing his hat in the ring again. He actually says some really hilarious stuff about Team AH and her lawyers. He says that she probably found them on Craigslist. I mean, come on, that's actually really funny. He also made fun of some of her expert witnesses. like Dr. David Spiegel. Remember that guy that looked like Mr. Burns and was doing that really weird stuff with his mouth? Well, he says that he looks like somebody that's pretending to be a doctor, and I have to agree with him. The former Free Factor host added that it looked as though Heard got Spiegel and the rest of her legal team from Craigslist, which is funny. He's backing JD up big time. He says that's probably all she could afford. Her effing lawyers are terrible. She probably found them on Craigslist. Rogan continued, they don't make any sense. The questions are terrible. They are so ill-prepared, but also, what are they dealing with? Like, what are they dealing with? They're dealing with someone who's a clear sociopath, a clear liar. The podcaster took aim directly at Heard, saying the way she turns, like she answers the question and looks to the jury and answers them like she's doing a little show for them, like she's nuts. And he's right. I think that she has some issues for sure. It's always funny to hear Joe Rogan comment on something because it's really hard to kind of explain the influence this man has. He has probably, I would say, the most listened to podcast, I think, at least in the Western world, I would think. It's definitely up there in some of the top shows. So when he talks about stuff, people listen. And him kind of being on Team Depp is a pretty good thing. But, you know, at the end of the day, while it does matter what we think, what really matters right now is what the jury thinks. And are they seeing all of this? Are they buying what she's selling? That's the real question. And we're not going to know until they come back with a verdict. We just won't know. Another thing that's going on is this stuff that Depp is doing with Jeff Beck really has people going crazy right now. So I've talked about this twice now. Johnny Depp is doing this concert with Jeff Beck. He's went out there twice now. He just does some songs with him. It's not even his show. He just goes out there and he's doing a couple of sets with him. And then I think he takes off. They probably hang out after the show. But, I mean, he's just having a good time. The man's had a pretty hard couple of years, and he's just out there, you know, just having a good time. And people are triggered by this. Big time. Look at this from Vice. They have this article on their Vice News account. JD has marked the end of his 7-week defamation trial by performing a gig in Sheffield. And they posted it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then this article, We've All Failed Age, which I'll go over in a second. But they literally take quotes from it and post some pictures like, this is a bad look. Him going and playing at this concert is an awful look or something. I really don't think anybody cares, to be honest, but it's funny that they're trying to smear him like this. They literally post the article 4 times. And take some quotes out of it like this. This comes 2 days after the jury began deliberating a civil trial over whether his ex-wife is going to be found guilty. And then they post this one, which I'll go over in a second. But here's the article that they're so desperate for people to read, talking about him taking the stage, and they post a clip like people are going to be outraged over this or something. Her PR team, and this, make no mistake, this is This is AH's PR team in full effect here. Because once they came on the set, articles like this started appearing all over the place again. But the one they really want you to read, and that's why they put it at the end of the thread, was this one. It said, "We failed AH." It's like, what? I think she failed herself. Like, they find it so confusing that people aren't buying what they're saying and what she's saying. And it's like, well, I mean, have you watched what people have had to say, or what JD has had to say, or the evidence that's been put out there? I really wonder if you're even looking at that. It doesn't sound like it. There's reasons why people don't believe her, and they're pretty legitimate. But no, instead of taking what people are saying and listening to it, they just call people bots and trolls or far right. Literally, that's what they call people that support JD now, which makes no sense because, well, number one, JD is anything but a right-leaning person. In fact, he leans left for sure. Probably a little bit center left, or just left in general, but he does not lean right. So it's just funny that they try to throw this rhetoric in there to try to get people to join Team AH. And it doesn't work, and it never will work, and it's funny to watch them try it. AH's biggest PR person, Eve Barlow, by the way, is trending. And I'm not making this up. You can see it right here. Trending with AH deserves prison. Hashtag Eve Barlow is a joke. It's literally trending right now. Literally trending. And I think it's because of her being triggered by the fact that he's here. Because look at this one. So Johnny Depp is on tour with Jeff Beck. He played at Sheffield tonight and will likely play at Royal Albert Hall in London tomorrow and Tuesday. And this guy has a lot of traction on his Twitter, and you can see, "Please, for the love of F, shut up. You literally broke a court rule to falsify evidence to remove a witness who is testifying and got removed from court. You don't get a voice anymore on this case. Hashtag Eve Barlow is a joke." Which is funny. She gets really mad about this because I forget somebody called her Eve Fartlow one time. I think it was Seth Rogan. And she got mad. I think she was calling him a Yahtzee and all kinds of shit. Final update is apparently the ACLU has filed to be reimbursed for their time and cost of document prep to the tune of $86,000 because they did have to prepare for the case. So here are the documents if you want to pause the screen and read them for yourself. They are doing that. I find it funny that they are petitioning to get that money, and I should say $86,000 more from JD, because the only money they've seen from AH is money that he cut a check to them for $100,000. But they are now trying to get $86,000 more out of him because of the time that they had to go to court before talking about AH. What's funny is you don't see them going to court for the money that she pledged. They're not trying to get that money, are they? But they sure are quick to try to get this from JD. This is an awful PR move by them. Awful move. They've looked horrible this whole time. There's actually a really funny petition now to have her removed as their woman's ambassador. Well, I doubt they'll remove her. They love her. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.